One more emotion. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Sigmund Freud. Love and hate, joy and sorrow, peace and anger, bliss and rage. Bliss and rage. Peace and anger. Yeah. Love and hate, joy and sorrow, peace and anger, bliss and rage. Why are emotions so important to understand? How do we use them to gain some measure of control in our lives? Because our lives are directly linked to quality of our emotions. Surely means somebody who experiences bliss, joy, love, peace, and passion on a regular basis. This is the most important part, regular basis, right? With some point of some period of time, we can just can remain calm and bliss, joy, and love, and peace and passion. But it is the most important thing on a regular basis, right? Show me somebody who experiences bliss, joy, love, peace, and passion on a regular basis, and I'll show you somebody living an incredible life. Oh, that's true. Show me somebody who's dominated by hate, sorrow, depression, anger, and anxiety, and I'll show you someone who is not living a great life. It's not the caliber of these people's home, cars, or other material possessions that determines the quality of their lives. It's the quality of their emotions. Oh, that's true, absolutely. You have an emotional home that you live in. How you feel is a home with the emotions you choose. It's the reality of your life more than anything else. All of us experience 5 or 6 consistent emotions in home. Sorry about that. Every day. And no matter what your life or conditions are, you will find a way to get those emotions. Every one of us is conditioned to return to our emotional homes, even if those emotions don't serve us well. Have you ever noticed that no matter what's going on in your life, you always seem to find these the same half a dozen emotions? For example, you may seek out worry, insecurity, fear, and anxiety, not necessarily because you want to. You do it because these emotions are not familiar to you. Your mind always seeks out what is familiar because there is a level of comfort, even when the familiar works against you. The synapses in your brain are wired to seek and find those emotions. You live in that emotional home. And the truth is, if you're going to change your life, you're going to have to clean house and to change that emotional home. Oh my god, that's a beautiful sentence, right? This isn't to say that all emotions don't have their place in the world. What we perceive as an ongoing quest for positive emotions and avoiding negative emotions is a fallacy of sorts. All emotions serve us one way or another. Some anxiety is just as important as bliss or joy. Anxiety is a warning system our brain uses to protect us. What we perceive as negative emotions serve important purposes in many cases too. Think of emotions as neither negative or positive. Emotions just are. Emotions just are. 감정은 그저 감정이다. Emotions just are. Both sides of your emotional quantum must be intentionally managed. Intentionally managed. Too much of any emotion, perceived as either good or bad, doesn't serve you well. Your goal should be to feel specific emotions in your emotional home, regardless of your external factors in your life, such as having a certain kind of job, living in a certain kind of house, or driving a certain kind of car. The amazing thing is that when you have your emotional house in order, you're more likely to get that job, house, and car. So many people think that if they get those things, they'll feel the positive emotions associated with reaching those goals. While more thinkers flip-flop that sequence. While more thinkers get intentionally daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly work, putting their emotional homes in order and deciding which emotions they most want to experience. As a one more thinker, ask yourself, what are the 5 or 6 emotions I most want to experience? When you do this, the rectangular activating system in your brain will go to work on finding the circumstances that will create those emotions for you. Once activated, harmful emotions will be decommissioned and replaced with the positive emotions that will fully activate the best version of you. Understanding the DNA of emotions. The more you understand the genesis and the relationship between all of your emotions, the easier it is to move away from destructive emotions and replace them with the positive emotions. Emotions are primary driver of your responsibility. They heavily influence hundreds of decisions you make every day. Emotions are complex, sometimes unpredictable, and can bubble up in ways and at times that you never expected. Plato said human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Desire and knowledge are what we acquire in response to stimuli we receive as we live our life. Emotions are different. They are born as emotional creatures. I'm sorry, we are born as emotional creatures. Our emotions are constantly evolving, and the complexity of our emotional content is unique to each of us. They guide our actions and create part of individual DNA of who we are. Scientists know emotions are coded into our DNA as a lower level response to outside stimuli. They are believed to have developed as a way for us to respond to different environmental threats, most notably the fight or flee response. Emotions are emanate from a subcortical areas of the brain, including the amygdala and the ventromedial prefrontal cortexes. When triggered, emotions produce biochemical reactions that have a direct impact on a person's physical state. The amygdala also plays a role in the releasing neurotransmitters, which are essential in creating memories. Without going too deep, this is why emotional memories are more robust and easier to recall. All emotions have a purpose. Like positive emotions and negative emotions are a valuable source of cognitive information to help you understand what's going on around you. They help you identify threats and to be on guard against the possible dangers. Negative emotions are an essential counterbalance to help you see both sides of a situation. While fear and anxiety are seen as negative emotions, they can be what spurs you to take action and change your life when you recognize their presence. If harnessed properly, negative emotions are motivators that help us address and correct behaviors. Guilt is tied to our moral compass, and when we feel this emotion internally, we'll punish ourselves because we believe we've done something wrong. Guilt keeps us and check from doing bad things like committing crimes, cheating on our spouse or our taxes, or drinking and driving. Oh no, everything is, oh yeah, tragic. Okay, similarly, jealousy is sometimes referred to as benign envy. Okay, this benign envy can motivate someone to believe that if another person can accomplish a goal, such as getting a good grade or hitting a high sale dollars amount, that is tangibly enriching for them as well. You can reframe jealousy as a good thing when you're able to view it as an achievable goal for you too. The key is to keep these and the other negative emotions in check. When we get caught up in an endless cycle of negative emotions is when we get into trouble. Wallowing in negative emotions can impair our ability to think straight, especially when those emotions are incredibly intense. Your emotions. And if you don't get intentional about how you interact with your emotions and then move forward the emotions you want, you will live the same life you always have. Once you learn to identify your emotions, they begin to loosen their grip on you. Your awareness means you're gaining control. As one more thinker, you can begin replacing dominant harmful emotions with helpful emotions when you gain control. New and positive emotions will energize you. They will help you chart new goals and directions. You will find it easier to get big ticket items done in your life when you live with confidence and happiness instead of doubt and despair. I don't know, it's kind of hard to read. Imagine what would happen if you could rebuild your emotional framework one more emotion at a time to put you in a position to become a millionaire, buy your dream house, or find your soulmate. Flipping your emotions in from can't do mindset to a can do mindset is essential step to making all of these things happen. Yeah. Yay. While you hoard your emotions. Changing your emotional mindset is a challenge. I'm not going to lie. There are mental barriers to overcome when you've been preconditioned to think a certain way, a way that brings you comfort and goes great lengths to avoid pain. Often, the actions you take in your life are because you think they'll give you a particular emotional response. You buy flowers for your wife or girlfriend because you want to show your love for her and feel love in return. You take a long walk on a beach or a hike alone in the park as a way to clear your mind and find peace. Oh, yeah. You work your butt off to reach your end work goal because you know you will enjoy the recognition you receive and the pride you will feel. Emotions are stronger and the more permanent the feelings. Okay, emotions and feelings. Okay, feelings or emotional reactions, they're more transitory and shallow in nature. Emotional responses run deeper and can be measured by physical cues. One mother's heart does not race when her child comes home from a long deployment in the military to surprise her. If you get a fight with your spouse at some point, they will stop talking to you, but their body language will tell you all you need to know. Studies have even shown that unhealthy anger and its repressed state has been linked to cancer. Unaccompanied by positive emotions, negative emotions can create an endless stream of ruminations. This repeated negative thinking increases the brain's stress levels, flooding our bodies with the stress hormone cortisol. That can lead to depression, overreacting, drug or alcohol abuse, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease. Although you want to hoard and experience only positive emotions, The fact is that all emotions are entirely normal to experience. That means anger, fear, disgust, sadness, contempt, shame, guilt, and other emotions we perceive as negative are just as normal as surprise, happiness, satisfaction, joy, and relief, to name a few. When you try to repress perceived negative emotions in favor of only seeking and allowing positive emotion to exist in your mind, you tip a delicate balance that causes problems instead. Hoarding emotions dulls your ability to distinguish between reality and what you perceive to be reality. In turn, it creates an emotional clutter that can impact every part of your life. You met people in your life who are off the scale, deliriously happy, and you met people who are in permanent downer mode, okay? Both can be hard to be around. That's because both are shielding themselves from their genuine emotions by hiding in the midst of this emotional clutter. The act of emotional decluttering. Sorting through the emotions in a way that helps you is an intentional process. Keep in mind that your actions may bring you certain material, things and outcomes, but just as often, you want the emotion attached to those outcomes. People are intentional about their actions, but rarely do we spend enough time thinking about the emotions attached to those actions. For this to happen, we must take a closer look at what we want, and we must be truthful when we do so. Read that in a poor that author Robert Kiyosaki puts in this way. Emotions are what makes us human, make us real. The word emotion stands for energy of motion. Be truthful about your emotions and use your mind and the emotions in your favor and not against yourself. People are a composite of a small handful of emotions they live with every day. These emotions can create our emotional homes. Like any home, your emotional home may be perfect, but it is comfortable. Regardless of our physical environment, some of us do have a lot of positive emotions. In our emotional home, we routinely experience bliss, satisfaction, pride, and more, but others live in ugly homes and are dominated by resentment, anger, distrust, depression, and stress. These unwelcome visitors run amok and out of control, and they damage us much like in all house guests who stay too long, we become desensitized to their holderness. They become our way of life, making things worse because we program to go after things without paying attention to our emotions. When we fail, those bad feelings grow and grow. The act of emotional decluttering means tossing out these unwelcome guests so that you can invite other more positive guests in for an extended permanent stay. Okay, so that's all. Have a good job, Irene. See you tomorrow.